3, 2.
Hi you guys, I'm glad you guys could join me again. So in our last video we talked about plants, how they're just like us and what they need to grow. In this video we're going to do some planting together. I know some of you have already been working at home, working on your plants and in your garden. And I know some of us can't always do planting. We don't have a garden and we have to do pots and plants just like I do on some of my garden out here at home. So first we're going to start off and we're going to remember, what do plants need to grow? Let's remind ourselves, right? So start off as our little seeds. And we need dirt. We need to get those nutrients so they can start growing. It needs water. Also, it needs a lot of moisture to start growing for that plant to break through. And then as we get bigger, it's going to start pushing through that soil, and that's when it needs to get that sun to do that photosynthesis and make it green and keep making it stronger. And those leaves are going to soak up those oxygen. So let's start off with our little seedlings. So we talked about these. We've done these in our classroom, right? And I have one little seedling that I think is ready to go. So I'm going to take that with the little seedling that's coming out, and I'm going to take, doesn't need a whole lot of room. So right now I'm just going to start with this little cup. And I'm going to put some soil in my cup. Doesn't have to be filled all the way to the top. And I don't want to push it down too hard, because just like us, if we're wrapped up in a blanket, like I said, our seed needs the roots to be able to go down into the soil and reach out and grow to get those nutrients. And it also is going to need to be able to climb up. So we don't want to push it down too hard. But we're just going to dig a little hole. I'm going to use my finger to do that. I'm just going to dig a little hole deep down in there. I'm going to put my seed in and just cover it up. And once again, we don't have to push it down too hard because it's got to be able to make that room to grow. But we want it to be covered. So let's see. What do we have? We have soil where it's going to get those nutrients, right? It's going to get some air. And then once it reaches through, it's going to get some sunlight. But it needs some water, right? So let's go ahead and give it just a little bit of water. It doesn't need a whole lot of water. We don't want to drown it, so we're just going to give it a little bit of water. It's going to fill it up. And sometimes if we water too much, we can put a little hole at the bottom of the cup. I didn't do that on this one because I'm just giving it tiny bits of water. And so from here, we just need a little patience and love. So we'll have to come back and check on it regularly, make sure it's getting enough water, make sure it's getting that sunlight. I have a good spot right here. I'm going to put it up here so it can get some sunlight up there. And then I'll come back and check on it. If it gets too cold, I might bring it in at night so that it doesn't get too cold. And so once they start growing like that, like I said, these are our little seedlings, they get bigger. And once again, the roots get bigger. And just like us when we grow and we need to get new shoes or new clothes because we don't fit in our old ones, plants need new clothes too. And so those will get bigger pots like this. And I have one here that has started to get a little too big for its pot. I think the roots at the bottom are starting to need some more room to grow. So I have a bigger pot. I've already filled it with a little bit of soil. And we're going to move this into its bigger home. So the big thing when we start moving our plants, like I said when we talked about the roots, they're very gentle, and those roots is what they use to eat. So we need to be careful with them. So sometimes after it's been in our pots, like in our cups, it gets a little hard in there. That soil, after it gets watered several times, can be a little hard. So what you'll do, just kind of squeeze it a little bit, soften the sides of the container, not too hard, gently. And then very gently, we're going to put our hands in there. Because like I said, it's a living thing, and we want to be careful and delicate with all living things. I'm just going to squeeze it, maybe have to give it a couple taps, loosen up that side soil, and then I'm just going to squeeze it. Ask your parent maybe to help you with this part. And I'm going to pull it out. You can see, I'm just going to put it right here in my hand. Oh, see, we do have some roots that are growing out. They're getting ready to start growing and needing a bigger space. You see here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of a hole. I'm going to put this down in there. And I'm going to add some more soil to cover it up just until the very bottom of the plant. We'll give it some more soil, and then it has the air, so it's going to use this top part. That's where it's getting some of the air, and that's where it's getting that sun from to keep it, they're doing the photosynthesis. And this soil is very special for potting. It helps hold the water, and it has extra special nutrients put in it, just like our healthy vegetables versus some of the other food. You know how some of them make us grow bigger and stronger. Some of this soil has extra nutrients in it to help them grow nice and big, just like you and me. So there we go. I think Got no soil, like I said, I'm just gonna kind of move it around. I don't want to press down too hard, just a little bit. And then once again, what does it need? It needs some water. So we'll give it just a little bit of water. Right, not too much, don't need to drown it. I'll come back and check it tomorrow. It's part of that love. Come back and check it tomorrow and see how it's doing. And that is just how plants grow. Now it's ready to keep going. So I know not everybody has their gardens they're able to do at home. Sometimes we have to grow in our windows. But if you want to do some planting at home, you can ask your parent. I'm going to put my email in the Instagram comments, and they can contact me. I have all the supplies. I can bring them and drop them off at the curbside home. We'll keep our distance and be safe. But I have lots of seeds that you can choose from. I have baggies if you want to start your window planting that way. And then I have some pots and some soil that you can also do. And then you can start your very own garden and plants at home. So we have some vegetables. We have green beans, artichokes, dill, which is an herb that we cook with. We have sunflowers. And we have some cilantro and bell peppers, basil. We have carrots, which is a new one because, as we said, most of our other vegetables kind of grow out. But carrots, as we've talked about before, they grow down into the soil. So I'll have bigger containers for that one, and some more green beans. So if you want to do that, ask your parent to write me, and we'll set it up. Till then, let's go ahead and do our planting song that we did last time. But last time we did it with our hands. Let's do it with our whole bodies. Let's get some movement going. Okay, you ready? Take a seed and plant it in cold, cold ground. Out comes the yellow sun, big and round. Down comes the rain, soft and slow. Up comes the tree, grow, grow, grow. Oh, really stretched. Doesn't that feel good? Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys all stopped by for a little while. I hope you stay safe, clean, and kind. I love you, and I'll see you next time.